Hi everyone, welcome to Craft Addict K. I am Carla and you are in another section of my craft room. So if you look behind me, over here is all my crazy needle minders. Well, not all of them, but some of them. Above me is a project that I stitched, an anniversary piece, and there's the rabbits over there. There's some painting that my daughter made me. You can just kind of see the little piggy up here that we did at our recent camping trip. Hey, if you're joining me, this is a channel about cross stitch. And usually I try and have my videos out earlier in the month, but unfortunately we lost Max on the day I was going to record. Max crossed the Rainbow Bridge. That would be my daughter's dog. I will probably have lots of pictures of him at the end of this video. But he lost his battle with cancer, and she was a good dog mom. And being a good people mom, I took the weekend and the holiday and really supported her through her tears. So we still have a Pongo. He's laying at my feet, so you might hear him jingle and jangle a little bit. Other than that, let's go right into the cross stitch. So it has been a busy month, and this is my June wrap up. Because if I talk about Max anymore, we're all going to be in tears, and we don't need that. So, let's see. I worked on, last time, let's jump right in. I did 16,886 stitches for the month of June, which is back to my normal stitching for the most part. I believe I stitched like 6 whips, I think. I had a finish. So we'll start with the finish. The finish was fairly easy, you would have thought, but yet it took me a long time. So this is in one of my black Cat X Stitchery bags with the cats and the houses, and it is a retreat piece. Got my little card in here. So it was a Steel City retreat piece that was designed by Dirty Annie for the Steel City retreat goers. That is based in Pittsburgh, which is my local big city, I guess, to me. It's about a half-hour south of where I actually live. And it's a special piece for me because I went for my first time to Missouri for Galleria. And while there, I was given a piece of black Monaco fabric by a wonderful mother-daughter group that does Flosstube, and I completely forgot her name, but I know that she has like a wicked stepmother, I think is what it's called, but don't quote me. And they have a online shop, and the year before, so this is 2024, today's July 12th, but the year before for the Steel City, so in 2023, we were given floss from Forbidden Fiber Company called Steel City Stitchers, and it's black, gold, and gray colors. So if you know Steel City, you know we're the home of the Pittsburgh Pirates, we're the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have yellow bridges across all 3 points that go into the city, and that's when you see those movies. We've had a lot of movies recorded in Pittsburgh, and it usually features our big yellow bridges. So they are, matter of fact, they were going to paint those bridges not very long ago a different color, and there was a big to-do that they couldn't do that. So it's like, it's our thing. We have gold bridges, yellow gold bridges. Anyways, so this is the perfect design. It was on fabric that was given to me. It was on floss that was given to me at the Steel City Stitcher Retreat, and it says, hopefully, cross stitch bridges us together, and it has the 4 different bridges, and I think that's cool. That's really cool. I was really excited. I'm trying to find something to put behind that so that, sorry, I've got the light from the window beside me. I work today, so this is after work. I love how this turned out. I have the finishing supplies. It was part of our swag bag from the Steel City Retreat. I haven't fully finished it yet. I haven't even ironed it yet. You can see my nerd hoop outline on it. But I will, I promise, I will finish this and the one with the pickle on it from last year. that I haven't fully finished yet. So that, but I wanted to show you guys first. So when I fully finish it, I will also share that with you. I promise. Honest to Pete, I will. So that was my finish. Yay. So that comes off of the whip list. Just saying, off the whip list. Right? Okay. One of the projects, and this is in my Amazon bag. I think I got a bunch of these off Amazon. I gave some of them away. This is Holiday Quaker by Lila Studio. This was one that I pulled out of the cup last time, if you remember. And this is that pattern. And I will try and insert a picture of where I was, because I put in here Holiday Quaker, 1,054 stitches. And I believe, and I don't have it, and I'm hoping she can tell me, but I believe this is one of, I think this is a Grace Notes fabric. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. I'm going to use my little project board. It might as well have double duty because, okay. But I think it is. So the last time you saw it, I only had, I think, these 2 trees partially done. So since then, I have added Santa's boots. We have a Christmas bell. There's a heart. I've started another Quaker here. We did this. It's got 2 candy canes, a bowl of fruit. This is all done in DMC. And it's going to be a fun stitch. It's going to be a fun stitch. So I'm down in that corner. You see there's a lot more to go. The fun thing about the Quakers and these sampler-esque type projects is it makes it, you kind of get that feeling of accomplishment when you can get one done. This is on a blue, and I honestly think that this is a 25 count. I'm fairly certain that this is a 25 count, and I think that this is one of Grace Notes fabrics, but I did not do myself justice, and I did not write the name on anything. I don't have it on my card. I don't have the card in my project bag, so which is unusual. That's why I'm kind of like, why didn't I write it down? I have no idea. I even pulled the floss. I have all the called for flosses. Oh, it does have some variety. It's not all DMC. Even with that, didn't write it down. So I think that's whose it is. And I'm doing it 2 over 2, and I know it's 25 count. That's why I'm fairly certain that that would be a Grace Notes Fabrics. I want to say maybe it's Barbara, but I'm not 100% sure. So next up, I pulled a Rosy Night. Let's see. This is one of my earlier whips because I have it on bobbins, and I still have it on bobbins, as you can tell. And it is by Ching Chon Quick. I always butcher the name, but that is it. It is called a Rosy Night, and she is 400 stitches wide by 557 inches tall. I did a lot on her, I want to say. A Rosy Night, I worked quite a bit. Oh, I did 1,047 on her. So, and this was one of the ones that I pulled out of my cup that I hadn't touched yet. So I wanted to make sure I touched it for the year. And I'll insert a picture of where I was. And this is where I am now. So I started doing a little bit more on the diagonal to try and fill across. I don't do strict diagonal lines because I think that I will end up with having lines if I do that. So I'm constantly feathering across or, finishing off a thread if I can. But that's where I have gotten to. So part of the wing and bubbles. So I got a long ways to go. And Crystal, I believe, asked me about how I utilize my fabric without having a lot to put into my Omnic frames. And so since I have this out, I can show you. I basically serged, you can see my serge, serged a pocket of quilt fabric. It's just a pocket, so I can put the rod through, and this gives me the extra fabric that I need, and I can tighten it down. The only thing is to caution is sometimes you can pull your threads loose a little bit, so that's, you know, one thing to keep in mind. You may have to, you know, do some touch-up work if you cinch it down too tight, because I am definitely a drum tight person. This is on 25 count. It will end up probably that more longer than it is wide, for sure. So it's not very wide. But so that is a Rosy Night. It will go away for the year. It is not a focus for me for next year. And I can talk more about that. You know, I've already started. It's July. Carla always starts her plans early for the next year and what she plans to do. So this will not be a focus for next year. I do have some projects that I feel I need to have as focus pieces to make more progress and get more finished and off my whip list, and items that I just don't feel I'm in love with stitching right now. So I put them into a timeout or prison, if you will. That one will go away until I feel like it's ready for it to come out. And it might not be, and not that it's done anything wrong. The whip has done nothing wrong. It's just my whip list has grown to the point of I don't see progress as much as I see just touching all the whips. And that's been my goal the last 2 years. And I feel like this year it's time for a change. So this next year it's not going to be about touching all the whips. It's going to be about progress on specific whips and potentially some finishes along the way. So the next whip will be finished before next year, so it will come off of my whip list next year, but it is not finished yet. This would be Deadly Aquarium. This lovely whip is made by Lola Cross Stitch Studio. She is on Etsy. She has a Facebook group. This is a Sal, hashtag Deadly Aquarium Sal. If I remember, I'll put it down below here somewhere. On this one, I did 4,944 stitches. So I was playing a little bit of a catch up on this one, if I remember correctly, because I had gone on my trip to Maine whenever parts were first released. Now, I did not do last week's yet, and I haven't done this week's, but I will have those done before the weekend is over. I have not backstitched along my way yet because I just haven't felt the inclination to backstitch yet. So I may backstitch when it's all finished. And this is done on a, I have my information over there. It is on a 32 count Grace Notes fabric called Sarah. And if you see the circle, I actually pulled out my circle light today. Don't usually, but it's very hot and the lighting is very weird. So this is on Sarah. It's called Deadly Aquarium by Lola Craft Studio. And I did it on this color because I wanted it to be murky. I don't know if I can do this. It's on my scroll rods. And it's kind of a murky. So there's the top. You can see my seagulls. And you can tell I have not completed backstitching at all yet. I haven't even put the name on it yet. This is a puffer fish over here. Let me see if I can get this back here again. Sorry. It's kind of hard to do this when you can't really see either. So here's the puffer fish. I have not put the backstitch or the spikes on it. There's an eel. There's a skull here. This is a fish down here. These fishes need backstitching. I have not done that yet. The newer parts have like an octopus, and there's a shark in here, and there's that fish that goes down in the really dark spot, you know, and it's got the light that comes out off the top of its head. And it's got a big mouth. I don't know what it's called, but it's down here. This is all really dark. So this is the focus for me this weekend. I'm going to get that finished. So I'm really enjoying stitching on this Sal. It has been a lot of fun for me, and I've been doing pretty good about keeping up with everybody else. So it's a Sal that I'll actually finish before the new year because I'm keeping up with it. I like that. So Next week they'll have another one. I think there's one more break somewhere that you can do catch up, but next week there'll be the next release on that. See, I told you I was busy. Alligator Girl, I believe, was one of my pulls on my cup from last week. Alligator Girl, I really like stitching on too. I did 4,476 stitches on Alligator Girl, so she saw a lot of love. This one will be a focus for me next year because I just really enjoy stitching on her, and I know she's got a long ways to go. So she's going to get some added love next year for sure. Was going to be one of the ones that's out in a regular rotation. I just really like stitching on her. So last time you saw it, I was way over here. And so this time I've gone completely across. I got right here and I wanted to finish that little bit to finish that row so I could start back over here the next time I pulled her out. Unfortunately, time got away from me and could not make it over there. I'm sorry. That's the light's coming in the window across from me. Okay. I have two windows. There's one there, sorry, that way, and that's shining in, and then there's one right beside me that I thought that's where this light was coming from. But so that's as far as I am on Alligator Girl. I really like stitching her. I love the colors. That's by Jasmine, Beckett, Griffith. If you have followed me and have watched my channel, you know that I do 1/1 full cross. I always have. My brain will not do the half stitches. I always do the 1/1 full cross. 25 count is my preferred count of fabric to stitch on. I like the easy grid fabric. Alligator Girl probably won't be out again this year, so that'll be the last time you'll see her for this year. Sorry to say. Let's see. Stargazer. Did we stitch Stargazer? Oh, we did. Stargazer, for the month of June, I did 2,770 stitches. Stargazer is a focus piece for me this year and will definitely be a focus piece next year. This is the one my husband calls it a tenter dude and is really anxious for me to finish it or wants me to stitch on it. It was up to him. This would be the only one I ever stitched on. So this is Stargazer. I'm really tickled with how far I have gotten it. You can tell. So I think the last time you saw it, I was over in here, I think. But I've worked my way across. There's a little bit here before I come back again. And I really get motivated when I get towards the end because I can see the end of the row and I get really excited to get there, as you can tell. And I was just a little bit shy of finishing it completely. There's about 600 stitches there waiting for me when I come back to this. But this is Stargazer. It was a limited edition Heaven and Earth design. It is on 25 count. I just love stitching on it. It will definitely be a focus for me for next year. And when I say focus, I mean it will be in a regular rotation. I apologize for the light glare. I can't help it. That's where the sun went to over there. I'm trying to maneuver as best I can. I'm in a different spot, so. All right. And my last whip. I debated whether to show this to you or not because this is Animal Kingdom, Amazing Animal Kingdom. And I did 1,234 stitches in June, but I also carried it into July. And in July, I believe, I will tell you specifically exactly how much I did. In July, give me 1 second, please. In July, I put another 5,310 stitches on it because I stitched on it clear through the 7th of July. So this is the project I was working on while my daughter was going through what she was going through. So again, I love my bag. This is a bag made specific for me from Tiffany with Black Cat X Stitchery, and I gave her the measurements of what I needed, and she made it for me. It is animal print, and it's got an inside layer and drawstrings, and so I know exactly what's in here just by looking at it. She also made the constellations for the other ones, so this will be a focus for me next year too, believe it or not. I enjoyed stitching on it. I believe that this is on 28 count. And I'm stitching it 1/1, which means one full cross for basically every spot gets a hole, gets an X. And this is as far as I got. So the last time you saw this, I was just to the bottom here, and I filled in all of this. This is the elephant's behind. I will be stitching in next time. I believe this is a little baby monkey down here. And there's a frog here. We got a bird up there. There's a bird here. This is a big leaf, like a tree leaf that's laying across the back of a mother elephant. So that's where I'll be at next time. I started doing, originally I was doing this on the diagonal, and it was really I wasn't making much progress. And Crystal, a friend of mine, gave me the idea or suggestion of working it in columns, more in columns like with the books and stuff, because instead of doing the diagonal, just work down. And when I started doing that, I really started putting the stitches out. So I really, and these, just like, I'm sorry that is just bad lighting there, but I'm trying to get in here. Look. Sorry, trying, but oh my goodness, I enjoyed stitching on this and the books, and just, I enjoyed it. So it's a big one, yes, it is a big one. This is the top shelf. I don't mind. I'm gonna keep working on it, keep doing it, and it will be in my rotation next year. So you're going to find a lot of full coverages are going to be in my rotation. When I say a lot, I'm probably going to have 12 to 15 that I start with that's rotating. Not all of them will be full coverage, but some of them will be full coverage. And the ones that aren't will probably be finished. Well, that's my goal. So I set up my list. I made a list of all my whips and how many stitches were left on each of them. And due to my wonderful friend, and I won't name her because I don't want anybody approaching her, but my wonderful friend, she knows who she is, created this for me. So I could plug in my whips, how many my starting stitches were, what my ending stitches were, and then as I enter like my total stitches at the end of each month, it subtracts it out. It tells me how much is left. That helped me really put my whips into perspective. I'm 51 years old. How old am I? Yes, I am 51 years. 51? I was born in 72. I think that makes me 51. Maybe 52. I'm old. I'm over 50. So let's just say I'm over 50. I'm no longer a young buck. That's what we say around here, a young buck. I'm no longer a young buck. So it puts in perspective these whips that really wasn't calling to me, but I started them, and you know, I'm a completionist, so it's all about the process for me. So I was changing whips and going through my whips and trying to touch the whips every day of the year, or every day last 2 years. Not starting anything as well. Like I wasn't starting anything because I have too many whips on my list. Well, when I saw that, it put things in different perspective for me. I finished some. I have a couple more that are on the docket that will be finished, I believe, this year. But I also looked at things that I had on my list that maybe don't really call to me, and there are a lot of stitches. And whether my taste changed or not, I'm not getting rid of them. I'm just not going to be stitching on them next year. I'm putting them in what I'm calling my prison. I have a prison stack. These are going away. They may come out. They may stay in prison. That's how I'm looking at it. Then I have a list that's my parole, which means if I finish something, I can look at my parole and see which ones of those that, although they call to me, they're not close to a finish. They're not ones that are jumping at me. They're just ones that I still want to stitch, but you know, they're going to be a while to finish them. So I put them in my parole pile. So as I finish the ones that are closer to a finish, I'm going to go to my parole pile and I'm going to spring them out of prison, out of parole. They're going to come and visit and become part of my rotation. And then I have my focus ones, which may not be finished, but they're ones that I truly am in love with. I enjoy stitching on them. I like every time I pull them out, I have a plan for them whenever it's finished, or maybe it's a gift for somebody that I really want to really focus on them. And those are going to be ones that are going to be continually rotated next year, that you're going to really see some big stitches, get some big improvements, and they're kind of a mix between full coverage and non-full coverage. And as I finish them, like I said, I will go to my parole list. So that's kind of how I'm doing it next year. And c'est la vie. That's the way I'm thinking about doing things. I think that's going to help me condense a little bit. I'm not getting rid of anything. I'm not rehousing anything. I'm not de-kitting anything, because all of the ones that I have kitted, I want to stitch. But I also know that if I don't focus on some, I'm going to be stitching on these same whips for the next 20 years. And I want to finish some and share and get those finished so that I can enjoy other stitches and pull other ones in to that rotation. Okay, I just went off on a whole tangent with you all. So those were my whips. So okay, so there were 3 that I pulled last time that did not get any stitches. My Hardest Spring did not get any stitches. So I'm going to put my little paper back into my cup. My ABC Little House Sampler did not get any stitches. So I'm going to put it back into my cup. And the other one was my Baby Yoda. And Baby Yoda is one of the ones that I have decided is probably going to go into my prison piece. It was originally started because I was going to stitch this for Samantha. Since then, this is no longer has Samantha's interest. So I don't know that I'm going to finish that one or not. So I'm not going to put them in my cup because right now I'm not feeling like I want to stitch on this one. This one may be going, this one is going into my prison pile. I hate to say that, prison, parole, like, I don't know. But I didn't know what else to call it. I'm putting it away, but I'm not getting rid of it. I didn't give him a death sentence or anything crazy, you know. So, but my Baby Yoda, I think is going to go into that prison pile. Sorry, Colleen. I know. I started it because I saw yours, and FOMO was a real thing. So, put those in here. And the ones that I did touch, my Rosy Night and my Holiday Quaker, those papers will go in the trash. As I'm swinging back and forth, I'll put those, throw those away later. Oh, let's see. So, pull up my handy dandy cup. Let's see which ones are we going to be working on here for the rest of the month. I don't give myself much time, did I? So we'll pull out 5, right? See what I'm working on. What do we got? Oh, okay. We got Dreaming of Tulip Cell by Rosewood Manor. This was a Rosewood Manor that we passed around and I did with a group of friends. I didn't do it this past year, and so I should pull that out and work on it. By the Bay, Harbor Heavan series. So I'm going to pull that out. And it's fun because some of these are ones that I wasn't sure about if I was going to want to stitch them. So this will help me decide for next year where they go. Heaven and Nature Sing by Donna Gelsinger. That's another one that I was debating on where it was going to fall at. That's 3. Teresa Kogut, Cotswold Fields, and this was on my Whipco board because I've seen it and I haven't pulled it out yet. And one more, This one is, Alligator Girl, which I already stitched on, so I'm not going to do that one. We'll throw that away. pull out a different one. And if I pull out Christmas window, we'll throw that one too. Oh, welcome to the North Pole, Sal. This is by Primrose Cottage Stitches. Probably should do some stitching on that since I'm going to Grace Notes Retreat next month. If you are interested, there was 2 spots left last I knew. It's in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Grace Notes Retreat, and I will tell you the exact dates, is starting, and it is August 8th, 9th, 10th, and it ends on the 11th. Starts at noon on Thursday the 8th. They will open the doors, and it goes through till noon on the 11th. And that's in Allentown, Pennsylvania. If you are interested, I highly suggest you look up Grace Notes on Facebook. There's places to ask questions. There's a paper to fill out or a Google form, and you can get all the details. But I will be there. I know a lot of people that will be there. And I know that there were 2 spots that were left the last time I talked to her. So that'll be fun, right? Oh my goodness. That's like less than a month. I need to like get my butt in gear, get my stuff, get together, get stuff going. Speaking of Grace Notes, I do have some haul, and my haul I've had for a little while, so, but I'm going to share it anyway. I got a thread cutter, boop, boop. That was in there. I also got a fat quarter of 25 count, Be My Valentine. This is a 25 count Lugana. Isn't that pretty? This is Be My Valentine, but that is like a purpley pink color. Oh, that's pretty. I need to put my stuff away. That is true to color. Oh, pretty. So pretty. Oh my goodness. So this is Be My Valentine. This might have been a limited edition for her. I'm not sure. Around Valentine's Day, they do some things like that. And like I said, I've probably had it for a little while, but I've just been slowly pulling out haul that I've had that I haven't shared with you, so I could share it with you. Had a little sticker that said good vibes only. I also had her get me the bead pack for Silver Moon Tea. As a matter of fact, that might be why I got that. I don't remember. I do know I have fabric picked for this in the pattern. I just got to find out what I did with it so I can put the beads with it. I wonder what I did with it. Another thing that I got from Grace Notes, and if you're not familiar, they do have a website, and their link is down below. I did get some perforated paper because I wanted to do some different ornament type things, and each one of these has 2 sheets of perforated paper. It's a nice, they're big pieces. I told her to give me a mix of stuff, so she threw in some cream ones, got some red ones, more for Christmas. I thought Christmas ornaments. I have some different patterns for some different Christmas ornaments and bookmarks, so I have those. Not that I ever stitch anything small, but you know, if I ever decide to, at least I'm prepared. Not sure where to put that. Grace Notes also carries Peiko thread organizers, and I love these. Absolutely love these for my Heaven and Earth designs. I pull out the number of threads that I think I will need. I put them on these. I've shown these in past videos, and I was ordering like 2 at a time at one point just so that I could have some on hand. And these make it so much easier to make sure that you're not having dye issues. It tells you most of your getting tongue-tied. Most of your full coverage pieces will have how many stitches of each color, and you can guesstimate how many strands you would need, excuse me, and then you're not using a whole skein of you know 763, and you only need 200 stitches, so you can use that floss other places. So, and to me it's a cost savings. I have gotten the Amazon cheapies before. I call them the Amazon cheapies, and I have used them, but they're not the same quality as these. I'll be honest. It is definitely not the same quality. So, motorcycle just went flying by. So, again, these are Peiko, that you can get these from her. If she doesn't have them on her website, just ask her. She may have them. And the other item, and I completely forgot that I had these because I realized I was running out and was going to place another order. So, I'm glad I came across this box to share with you guys. It's her Annie's Keepers. So I have I got a pack of 300 Annie's Keepers. So now, and it comes with, tells you how to do it, comes with the, you know, stickers and stuff to put on there. And I do use my Annie's Keepers. I have a master set I use these for. I also have started converting over my specialty floss over to Annie's Keepers. And I've gotten stickers off of Etsy of like Color and Cotton and Gentle Arts and Weeks Dye Works that fit on here. So I will show that to you at some point, I promise. But if you're interested in Annie's Keepers, she does have them. If they're not on her website, just send her a message and she'll answer you. She's very prompt and she can get them ordered for you. Okay, so that is my haul. And now, since I shared it with you, that means I got to put all this stuff away. So we'll take care of that later. Sorry for all the crunchies and crinkles. The next thing I have, and you would have thought I would have remembered, and I didn't. Sorry, as I turn around here. It's so rude of me. I have our boards. We got our boards. We got to do the boards. Okay, so let's see. Project board number 1. Oh, starts. I don't think I had any starts, but I did have a finish. I think I had another ornament that I finished too, but I didn't. I think I showed that last time. I showed you the cup. So I'm going to put that on here because I didn't write it down here. I'm going to put ornament and I'm going to put cup. And this is number 4. This is the Steel City Stitcher Retreat piece. Okay, so we're up to 4 finishes. We had 3 starts. Steel City Stitcher Retreat was a start and a finish. Now I can say it's a finish. On WhipGo, we had Alligator Girl and Holiday Quaker. So mark those off. Let's see. Can't remember which other ones were called. I'll have to mark those off which ones were called. This one was called, I'm not doing very good here on this at all, just so you know. I don't remember the other ones that were called. I'll have to look them up. I'm not doing good on the WhipGo at all. Oh, but I am doing pretty good on, let's see. Oh, buggers, did I write it down? Okay, so my total at the end of June was 84,857. So on my temperature, we're going to go up to 80,000 anyway. And I only got a red marker because I forgot to bring my other marker. I don't know how Jenn, the Caffeinated Crafter, does this stuff with these big boards that she uses because it's a challenge. So my goal was by the end of June, I would be at the 50% mark to get 100,000. That was my goal. I know if I count the stitches I've done so far in July, I'm over 90,000. So I'm close. I'm not meeting my goal. So I need to get the lead out of my booty and I need to get the stitches in because 200,000 was my end of year goal. So I'm really hoping by doing what I'm doing, I'm going to get there. I'm hoping. So we'll see. So that's how far we're up to. I really like this part, seeing it, you know. I don't know. I like seeing it, seeing the growth. So we're getting there. And then this one is my whip list. And on this one, we mark off which ones I've worked on. Hitting myself. So we did a Rosy Night. We did Alligator Girl. What other ones did we do? Christmas Window number 5. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't show that to you, did I? No, I didn't, because you know what? That's for July. Oops. Well, I have it marked now, so it's just going to have to stay marked. You'll have to remind me. Let's see. What else have we worked on? Holiday Quaker. That one we worked on. Let's see. I did an ornaments. I'm looking. Stargazer we worked on again. U.S. Travel Shelf. We didn't work on that, did we? No, we did not. Stargazer, Holiday, Rosy Night, Animal Kingdom. Where's that at? There it is. Animal Kingdom we worked on. And Steel City Retreat piece. I don't even see that on here. Oh, that's because okay, so somewhere while I was looking at this, it marked off, so I'm not sure where I was. But all of those stars show that we worked on stuff, so we've been working on stuff. It's not like we haven't been. So that's where we've made it to. I'm very glad to share this experience with you. I'm glad that so many of you like to watch my videos. I'm sad that we've lost Max in the meantime. I hope that you'll enjoy the photo montage at the end of all the quirky Max things. I've used his picture for many different events. And it's kind of sad seeing that he's not going to be here because I was Max's grandma, right? So I want to give you guys a question. So question to my subscribers out there. Have you gone to a retreat? And if you have, tell me what your favorite thing about going to a retreat is. If you have not gone to a retreat before, tell me why you haven't gone yet. I look forward to reading your comments. I can't wait. It's fun for me to look at what everybody says and thinks. And so I will see you again on my next video. I wish you all the very best. Have a wonderful summer. Sunny times. Hopefully not too much heat. And happy stitching. Bye, everybody.